The death of social media.
Social media used to look like this. Now it looks like this. Look at that difference. Something fundamental has...
Do you think I don't even think it's gonna take like a couple months, maybe not even a year. I know y'all been seeing like the AI generated like memes and shit. Well, this is basically what he about to talk about. But you know, when it first came out, they had like a watermark on the AI videos. Now they have AI videos that don't even have the watermark like anymore on the videos. It's just videos, and you gotta decipher if it's AI or not, which is crazy. Like, that's crazy, bro.
Broken, and people have finally had
That's
enough.
insane.
They're not just taking breaks anymore, they're actually deleting their accounts, closing apps they've used for years and never looking back.
Your phone ruins your brain.
I was so addicted to this kind of false version of my life that it was just taking over. Just scroll.
For background, I deleted everything, Instagram, Twitter, everything. I just became my most authentic self.
Digital detox retreats are now booming. Entire communities have formed around quitting, so what finally pushed them over the edge? Well, social media has transformed into something antisocial, a broadcast network where you're the passive audience. And now with OpenAI's Sora 2 generating hyper-realistic videos...
This is why I got bamboozled a few times, getting too old for this shit. I ain't gonna lie, I haven't got bamboozled yet, gang. I ain't gonna lie. The day that I look at an AI video and I'm like, I don't know if it's real or not, that's the day that I'm like, the world is doomed. Because I haven't got yet. I'm not gonna lie. I have not gotten got yet, bro.
that are almost
we gonna keep it like that.
indistinguishable from reality, social media slop is only going to accelerate. That's why right now we're seeing the average daily social media usage actually dropping in 2025 to 141 minutes per day, down from 143 minutes in 2024. And while this might not sound like much, this is actually the first decrease in average time spent since 2018. Representing a reversal of a trend that has been climbing for over a decade. As a recent study found that 34% of Gen Z social media users have quit one or more platforms entirely, while 64% have taken at least a temporary break. Meanwhile, 45% of Facebook users in the United States have considered leaving the social network, the highest of any platform. And now something's happening that's accelerating this exodus even faster. I'm sure you've seen how every other clip on Instagram, TikTok and YouTube is now a Sora 2 short. Whether it's Tupac stepping into a wrestling ring with Bob Marley, or cartoon characters driving away from roadside police stops. We are now entering a new era of social media where AI dominates every aspect of both creation, engagement, and consumption. It's not just a trend or a passing fad, it represents
You know what it is, bro? You know why people are using AI so much in this world is because we as human can't create anything new, right? So the moment we have an app that can create newly things, people are taking advantage of that. That's why it's so much AI. Like, when's the last time you seen anything new on social media? Everybody is like taking ideas that's already been made and doing the idea again and again and again and again, but maybe like a slight difference. And sometimes like, okay, who can do this idea better? If whoever makes the idea better, they're the original owner of the idea. Cause like, it's just, I don't know, bro. I feel like that's why AI is so OD, because it's like people are creating shit that nobody have seen. Like this old ass lady climbing up a WWE fence. Like nobody have ever seen that shit. That's why it's so much bullshit. And it's just like, I don't know, bro.
fundamental change that
It's crazy, but at the same time, it's like, you know, it's fake. It's not real. So then it's like, okay, you skip, you swipe. I swipe. I'm not gonna
have
lie.
any control over. For the first time, AI-generated content isn't just appearing on social media, it's dominating.
Sometimes
it.
I
the
watch
videos
it,
now
depends
look
on what
real,
it
they're
is.
engaging, and they rack up millions of views. Which is the tipping point people have been warning about. The moment when authentic human connection, the original premise of social media entirely, gets completely drowned out by artificial content optimized purely for engagement. When the platforms you join to stay in touch with friends become indistinguishable from junk mail. Just like emails used to be a way to connect with others, now it just fills up your inbox with a bunch of crap. And the exact same process is happening right now with social media. And we can see this transition so clearly if we jump back into when social media was genuinely social.
1990
If the internet
something.
today feels flooded with fake content and slop, one of the most valuable things you can do is learn how to tell what's real. That's where TryHackMe comes in. It's a browser-based cybersecurity platform that teaches you how to think like a hacker, safely, legally, and hands-on. It's all
What?
browser-based, no setup needed.
Is this
you
an
can just
ad?
open it and jump straight into real-world labs. You're not just reading about cybersecurity, you're
Is this an ad, my nigga? Is that an ad?
drop it into a metadata tool, and then boom, the username pops out. Questions. Digging further, the same handle also links to a GitHub. Interesting, but I know what. If you can access, you can also use my code Moonies in
This
early
nigga just got me. He just, oh my god, this nigga just got
In the
me.
late 1990s
Alright,
and
back.
early 2000s, social media platforms were essentially experiments aimed at making the internet more useful for creativity and connection. 6 Degrees, considered the first social network, launched in 1997. It was the first platform where you could actually create a profile and connect with others digitally. Friendster came in 2002 and developed the concept, focusing on helping people meet through mutual connections. LiveJournal allowed people to blog and build communities around shared interests. Most people born after the 1980s have probably never even heard of these platforms, but they were really minimalist, giving the users the technological tools they needed to communicate.
What you think?
about
What y'all skip his promo? What y'all finna do? Like, okay, boom. I'm gonna give y'all a situation. Boom. You know they're making humanoid robots and all this extra shit. They're making super intelligent robots, and you know, it's just they're gonna put it in everybody's house. Boom. Say, what I've heard from a video is they're selling the robots for $20,000. So anybody that don't got 20K is not getting a robot, which is cool. I'm cool. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But hypothetically speaking, what if they make the robot free and then put them in every household and they pass a law that you have to have a robot, right? What would you do with that robot? Like if they give you a free robot, what would you have that robot do for you or to you, or what would you have that robot do, bro? I know if I had a robot for free, I would let him sit right here in front of, I would let him sit right here in his seat while I go work my 9 to 5, and he like figure out how to trade, and then he starts trading for me. So when I get home, he like, you know what I'm saying? Like he relay that message back to me, and he just does that every day. And then we be making bank. I feel like that's the best way to use a robot, bro. I feel like if a robot was super smart and you use that nigga to fold your clothes, bro, that's a dumbass idea. Like you have this nigga like full capacity, bro. Nigga said cleaning my whip, bro. Like what? Cleaning your whip, bro. I'm having that nigga, bruh. He's hacking inside a computer, and he's gonna tell me all my future bets for my prize picks, and he's gonna, oh boy.
and
Boy.
interests. Here's what LiveJournal describes itself as: a simple to use communication tool that lets you express yourself and connect with friends online. You can use LiveJournal in many different ways, as a private journal, a blog, a social network, and much more.
Boy.
Or in other words, pretty much everything social media should be. And then when MySpace arrived in 2003, it changed the game. You could customize your entire page with HTML, including backgrounds, layouts, and embedded music. People spent months designing their pages. Your profile felt like it belonged to you, giving people their own corner of the internet without owning a website. And here's an important observation about these early social media platforms: they supported our collective culture. The rock band The Arctic Monkeys got signed because fans created a MySpace page for them and uploaded demos. And whether it be Tyler the Creator or Calvin Harris, just so many of our favorite artists got their break through MySpace. Entire musical and artistic genres were created on social media, and people would regularly meet up with the friends they made. And we can't forget about MSN Messenger either. People couldn't wait to get home from school to log back on and talk to their friends again through MSN. Early Facebook in 2004 and Instagram in 2010 pretty much followed the same spirit. Your feed showed posts from friends in chronological order, with the newest first. Instagram was all about photos with
I ain't gonna lie. I think like a mixture of quarantine and TikTok made the world like dip into like anxiety. Like a lot of people are very what's it called? Is it called parasocial? Whereas it's like they can't even communicate face to face like with other people, which is like, not saying it's bad or sad. I just feel like it's like, why is it so like difficult to speak to another human being? Like that's the whole point of living. Like why should it be very hard to talk? And I feel like when quarantine did its job and TikTok like really blew up, I feel like it just made a lot of things easier for a lot of people to have bad opinions on. Bro, it's just like I don't know, bro. Or even when they have TikTok, what antisocial, yeah, antisocial and I think it's called parasocial too, or some shit like that. And it's like the number one thing I hate about TikTok, I feel like it's like, all right, for example, I'm gonna use a female, for example. When you scroll on TikTok, you see other people's lives, right? And you compare and contrast your life to theirs, and you're like, this is the way I should be living. Which I do it too, but I do it on Instagram. I be doing it on Instagram, not on TikTok. I don't give a fuck about TikTok. I be like I'll be on TikTok doing that sometimes, even though it's not, but you know what I'm saying? I be feeling like I'm fine. But anyways, like for example, like they might see like their nigga, for example, buy them a Ferrari at the age of 22, and then your girlfriend might see it and they're like, oh shit, like her girlfriend or her boyfriend bought her a Ferrari at 22. Why the fuck my boyfriend didn't buy me a Ferrari at 22? You know what I mean? It's like it's putting stress on a lot of people's minds, bruh.
A creative platform where hashtags circulated
like,
your work to new audiences.
It's like the app is thinking for you. You're not thinking for yourself.
So much so that they barely
That's
even
why I don't fuck
monetize
with
the
TikTok like that.
platform, with Instagram barely having any ads and hardly collecting any real data on its users. We could also see the same thing with early YouTube, when people had customizable pages and real authentic videos that made you feel a connection to the creator. But it was around 2009 when social media started changing. Facebook introduced EdgeRank, an algorithm that decided what you'd see based on engagement. Instead of chronological feeds showing your friends' posts, the platform now prioritized content with more likes, comments, and shares. This became far more intelligent with machine learning, which personalized content deeply to each user. And so within a few years, every major platform now followed suit. Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram all adopted engagement-focused algorithms. Facebook went public on the stock market in 2012 and Twitter in 2013. And so suddenly, connecting with friends and other wholesome or positive use cases for social media, such as gaining exposure for your artistic pursuits, now started to take a backseat once investors became involved. When Calvin Harris himself was interviewed in 2010 on how his social media break years later changed his career, his outlook on social media had already become much more pessimistic. Listen to what he has to say in this clip.
I really think the internet's just killing everything. Everything's getting worse. Nobody speaks to each other anymore.
This was back then. He's saying this back then.
Nobody goes for walks, you know. There's no romance in the internet. It's a cold place. But you've got to use it. So it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like just being taken down from court to the cells in a pair of handcuffs. Just be like, alright, I'm going to the internet now.
At this point, the race was on to capture as much of everyone's attention as possible. Actual friends got pushed down somewhere you'd probably never scroll to. And yep, we do still have Instagram and Snapchat stories, but let's take a second to think about what they really are. Instagram stories are just there for 24 hours and they're more or less gone forever after that. They're a fleeting moment in a sea of noise. You might just get one brief glimpse of what your friends are doing, if they even are incentivized to post at all. Instagram also released this new feature that shows you what your friends are watching, but it's probably just the same random stuff you're watching and doesn't seem very useful for anyone. Short form video then took over everything, and soon once TikTok copied Vine and maximized the short form model, all social media companies would then follow suit, taking over everything once the technology allowed it to, which became especially toxic because it's built entirely around showing you peak moments, exotic holidays, perfect bodies, designer brands, crazy personalities, and 20-something entrepreneurs supposedly making 9-figure salaries. And so suddenly today, when you go on your For You page, it's probably rammed with algorithmic junk like everyone else's. Whether it's OnlyFans models everywhere trying to win subscriptions, people selling fake courses on how to make millions by sitting at home, or just random AI slop. As for Facebook today, it now just feels like a strange place and nothing like it once was. It's more of a community billboard for boomers or just people who want to complain about something. Most of the time, people just use it to sell random junk. Then TikTok came along and killed whatever was left of the truly social part of social media. People think TikTok's core innovation is vertical short-form video, but that's not the only thing. TikTok's real breakthrough was saying forget about following people. They rebuild your feed from scratch based on what the algorithm thinks you'll watch, not who you choose to follow. It's one big black box that listens to everything you say.
A lot of hype around this new plugin. It's called CoProduce.
Watches every.
What did I come back to? We are watching the death of social media. It's basically explaining the beginning of social media to the end of social media, and it's a whole bunch of bullshit, a whole bunch of bullshit with AIs and showing that nobody communicates with nobody anymore. It's just scroll, and then I guess he's talking about right now he's talking about TikTok. So we about to see what the hell he's talking about.
Not who you choose to follow. It's one big black box that listens to everything you say, watches everything you do online, and then spits out content that might just seem random, but is actually extremely well tuned to its target audience. So by 2018, Meta's own internal data revealed something.
So that's the point of TikTok. TikTok is supposed to TikTok was invented for you to do nothing with your life. Damn near. Okay. TikTok was invented and put in place so they can hear you talk about your interests out loud, put it on your phone, so when you get back on your phone, you watch it, and you're fine with that. Like, you're fine with just sitting there scrolling, which is I feel like that's needed. Like, I feel like that's needed to an extent though, like not the whole day, like not all the time. Like, do what you need to do, and then maybe at the end of your day, maybe at the end of the day when you're done with everything, you want to relax. Okay, TikTok, scroll. You know, give your dopamine. You know, give your mind a little bit of juice before you go to bed, which is cool. Because you need that. You need that as a human. You know, everybody needs that. Every once in a while is okay. Yeah, everybody needs that. You know what I'm saying? But like, when you wake up in the morning and you find yourself scrolling, you just gotta end it. Like, you just gotta think, like, you just gotta know, like, oh my God, I'm scrolling. Like, you just gotta, like, dead that shit. Cause then you will just scroll forever, bruh. Like, it will just keep hitting you with back to back videos. And it's like, bro, you just laughing, giggling. Whole time there's a nigga out there making $10,000 while you in there laughing, giggling.
Pretty damning that confirms
scratching your ass cheeks.
Everything we're getting at here. Only 17% of what you see on Facebook comes from friends. On Instagram, it's even worse, just 7%. Everything else is the algorithm's best guess of what will keep your thumb moving. Zuckerberg admitted it's not about friends anymore. He said it's about the entertainment. He said the friend part has gone down quite a bit. Just as we see the huge rise in generational loneliness. It's as if social media has become one massive broadcast system, where we sit passively and watch it like a giant billboard flashing before our eyes, and call that entertainment, making social media just the modern day junk mail. But of course, none of this happened by accident. You see, back in 1998, Stanford psychologist B.J. Fogg launched the Persuasive Technology Lab. The goal here was to educate tech students, many of those involved in creating the early internet, and they were being educated on how to manipulate human psychology through technology. And among those students was Mike Krieger and Kevin Systrom.
Wait, they were learning how to do that?
They
Why?
learned the playbook and knew exactly what they were doing when they began to refine and optimize the platform using algorithms, which only truly became possible in the early 2010s. By 2020, internal research then showed Instagram was wrecking people's mental health. An internal report found links to body dysmorphia, eating disorders, and depression. They had the presentations, the data, and everything. But they chose, obviously, not to fix it, because to fix it would have meant less screen time, which meant less money. We all probably know by now that low-value brain-rot social media content is terrible for you. It wastes your time, your life, rewires your dopamine system, and leads to you never being able to focus on anything for long stretches. When social media is just a click away,
T, how do you think life would be without any social media? Like, it never existed. I feel like life would just alright, honest opinion, I feel like the human race wouldn't I feel like the human race wouldn't progress as fast as it did without social media. I feel like there would still be progression, but since internet kind of was invented, people take ideas from other people ideas and then make it a new thing, kind of. So it's like it kind of like evoluted us. It kind of evoluted us up like higher a little bit, but like without all right, for example, like Rashawn said, it would be a lot better without social media, because then you wouldn't have to, I feel like you wouldn't have to judge people, you wouldn't have to you wouldn't have to compare your life to other people. You wouldn't have to deal with like children. Like children would be a lot safer because, you know, what's the word? I can't say that word, but pediasures wouldn't be a thing. Think about the 70s and 80s. Yeah, they wasn't worried about nothing. But I just feel like it's just, I don't know, bro. I don't think that's a good comparison. I don't know. That's back then. You know, imagine having no internet in 2025, like where everything is just higher. I'll say in the middle because, like you said, it would upgrade our knowledge, but the feeling of life would feel much more relieving. Absolutely, that's a very good way to put it. It definitely did upgrade our knowledge a bit, like a lot, because I feel like we're moving fast. We're moving fast. Like we kind of did stop for a minute because nobody was inventing nothing, you know, because, you know, social media did kind of like make everybody dumber. So like nobody's creating shit. Everybody's just occupied with scrolling. But yeah, you're right. Without social media too, it probably would have been a lot more relief, and we would have been outside. We probably would have been on swings. I'm 22. I'm about to be 23 in a couple of days. I probably would have been outside right now, swinging on a swing set, probably running, probably doing something very active, very fun, enjoying the world. Because when you want to know the answer to making food or how to tie your shoes, where do you usually go? Without social media, you've had to learn yourself. Facts. The kids in school slow as shit, got teachers complaining. Oh my God, dead ass. You know, I was delivering the other day. I was delivering, and you know that Skrilla meme, that 6'7" shit. I was delivering in the neighborhood, and the bus dropped off these kids, and I drove past them. And I seen the girl was doing the girl was doing, how do you do, the girl was doing the dance, the Rakai dance. I was like, oh my fucking God. She was doing this, and then she was doing this. And then I also seen she was like this. 6, 7. I'm like, oh my God. Hey. I'm not judging completely, because at one point we did have 21. Well, no, but we did have that. I'm not gonna lie. We did have that. We did have a couple. But I just find it kind of crazy how niggas is doing this in public and shit. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying?
Brain is always occupied. Always being fed something in those quiet moments when we'd otherwise actually be using
and we got 7-year-old kids vaping too.
Brain for what it's there for, to actually think.
Was y'all vaping when y'all was 7? What was y'all doing at 7 years old? Y'all was on the y'all was outside on the green generators, right? Yeah, cause I think social media influence nowadays ruin our generation, most definitely. Oh yeah, for sure.
Harvard professor Arthur Brooks recently discussed this in a thought-provoking podcast. He explains that our brains need idle time to activate the default mode network, the system that processes meaning and big life questions.
Why is boredom so bad? Well, because the default mode network makes us think about things that might be kind of uncomfortable.
With social media, we've nearly eliminated boredom. It's always there to avoid 15 seconds alone with your own ruminating thoughts, and the platform exploits this ruthlessly. As he mentions in this clip,
if every time you're slightly bored you pull out your phone, it's going to get harder and harder for you to find meaning, and that's the recipe for depression and anxiety and a sense of hollowness.
Brooks describes
he cooked. I was outside every day swinging on tree vines, no bullshit. Bro, he dead ass cooked though. It's like your phone is addiction. Every time you do get bored, you pull your phone up. I'm not gonna lie, there's sometimes when I have nothing to say or nothing to do, like, and I pull my phone up because it's just like it's something to do. Like, I think it just changes. I ain't gonna lie. Like, we will never go back in time. Like, where things were. Like, it will never be that again. Like, nobody goes outside anymore. Nobody plays. Nobody does anything anymore. Yeah, that shit kind of sad. I'm not gonna lie.
Experiments where people
That
can
shit
sit
kinda
quietly
ass.
for 15 minutes or push a button giving them painful electric shocks. Most chose the shocks. That's the psychological vulnerability these platforms weaponize daily. People are now really starting to get sick of all of this, both literally
Nostalgia
and
hurts,
figuratively.
bro.
The 2024 Elderman Trust Barometer, a global survey of 32,000 people across 28 countries, found that social media is now the least trusted industry. People are posting less, they're turning off notifications, setting screen time limits, and taking extended breaks from these apps. The BBC recently reported
You know what
on
I've
the
been doing
rise of
though?
digital
Sorry to keep pausing. Keep pausing. You know what I've been doing? Well, trying to do when I open up my social media or my phone. I've been like trying to switch my feed to things that I want to see instead of things that I not like memes, like not like things that will captivate my time for like a long ass time and make me scroll. I've been trying to change my feed so I can like focus. So like at one point I was going through this phase where I wanted strictly motivational videos. So I would just follow a whole bunch of motivational shit. That's exactly, let's be honest. A whole bunch of motivational shit. But the thing is with that though, I felt like the only way I got motivation is if I watch motivational shit. Like I don't want to be like that. I want to be motivated all the time. So like I was like, there's no point. Like I gotta actually like get up. Like I gotta read this shit to feel motivated. Like what if I don't read it one day? Then I'm not motivated because I'm depending on this shit. So I'm like, fuck it. But I'm trying to change all my shit to like to good shit. But I do want like a brain rot page, like probably on TikTok, but on Instagram, because I be on Instagram a lot more than I do on TikTok. So I want like my Instagram to be like hella like good shit, good like time consuming things that help me, and then on TikTok brain rot. So like when I feel like scrolling for the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes of my night, then I go on TikTok. If I want to motivate myself during the day or see godly things, Instagram. So I be trying to keep like a balance in between, so I don't be falling off the edge.
detox travel, where resorts and retreats offer tech-free stays with no Wi-Fi and no TVs as a selling point. The 2025 Hilton Trends report found that 27% of adults planning vacations intend to cut back on social media during their holidays. Pinterest highlighted this in its 2025 Summer Trend Report, noting that searches for digital detox ideas jumped 72%, while digital detox vision boards
I be on
surged
YouTube, IG ass.
273%.
I be on YouTube too.
Interestingly, the digital detox movement seems strongest among Gen Z, the first generation raised entirely with social media and smartphones. A 2024 study reported that 64% of Gen Z users have taken a break from social media, with 34% having quit at least one platform entirely. Meanwhile, a 2025 survey found that 46% of Gen Zers are taking steps to limit their screen time. So all in all, it really does seem that social media is probably the misnomer of the century. There's nothing authentically social about it. In any sensible society, it would actually be considered antisocial, which now slowly is becoming.
Oh,
But the
shit, my bad, Leslie. I've been getting addicted to YouTube Shorts out of nowhere. One scrolling is over.
scariest thing about all of this is that social media hasn't reached some plateau like we might be tempted to think it has. It's still evolving and getting worse, finding new ways to take our life force, energy, time, and attention. We already know that so much of social media today is just theatre. The Lamborghini for that Forex trader is a rental. He's probably drowning in debt or being investigated by the SEC. The body transformation involves steroids. The woman's body is completely plastic. That spontaneous moment took nearly 100 attempts to get right. And that authentic travel video has been refilmed multiple times with strategists and dozens of editors. But it goes even deeper. Scroll through your feed right now and ask yourself how much of what you're really seeing is actually real in any sense.
That's a good ass question. Let's see. Do I have Instagram on my computer? Let's see. Or TikTok. Let's see if I have if I'm signed into TikTok. Social media made us more aware and smarter, but for the wrong reasons. Let's freaking see what is real and what is not. All right, I'm signed into TikTok on my phone or on my PC. I'm gonna just do I do sound or no sound? Let me just do TikTok. Let's see. Okay, he's pushing that bitch.
See what it said. I don't get it.
Waves.
Alright, so AI is getting a little bit crazy. This is from Sora 2.
Oh yeah, I seen this AI video right here. This shit is actually one of the realest looking AI videos I've ever seen in my life. This video right here with this nigga skateboarding, this shit look so real, bro. So real, bro.
Getting a little bit crazy. This is from Sora 2, and it's almost indistinguishable from real life.
So Sora 2 just dropped on Artlist.
This nigga is selling. Sora 2 is insane, now available on. This nigga is trying to sell it.
Well, guys, this was
You need a ticket to get in?
not supposed to happen today.
Well, this is my TikTok. This is what my TikTok look like. It's a, like, I ain't gonna lie. I love looking at cars. These bitches are so hard.
He's putting on quite. When you got 20 on that nigga head, then make it 40, nigga. Shit, you know me still on dummy. I put 100, nigga. For to see you smile, I smile. When you got.
Okay. All right, it's not bullshit. It's actually not bullshit. Okay.
Whatsoever. Imperva is a cybersecurity company that's been tracking internet traffic since 2013, and their data shows something really
You
cool.
got 4 tickets for Sora?
Crazy. Back in 2013, bots made up about 24% of internet traffic. By 2023, that number hit 49.6%, nearly half. And by 2024, bots became the majority, 51% of all internet traffic. For the first time in a decade, automated traffic surpassed actual humans. And these aren't helpful bots either. 37% of all internet traffic in 2024 was labeled as malicious bots, scams, misinformation, and manipulation.
Wow.
In Ireland, 71% of internet posts are made by bots. Think about that, that's 7 out of 10 posts.
71% of internet traffic is automated by robots?
So why the sudden explosion? Well, AI has made it all incredibly easy to create lifelike content and create it at a scale no algorithm can ever detect. Which is why researchers are now predicting that by 2030, between 99% and 99.9% of online content will be AI generated.
I don't even think it's gonna be till. I don't even think it's gonna be. I think in the next year the whole shit finna be AI. High ass percentage. Bruh, I think in the next couple of months, years, I don't know, bruh. The whole thing finna be AI.
You might have already heard of the dead internet theory, this idea that most of the internet is just fake, just bots talking to bots with a handful of real humans sprinkled in. We've even made videos about this in the past. You can feel it already, scroll through the comments on any brainrot post and actually try to figure out which ones are even genuine. The platforms all know this is happening, but instead of fixing it, they're now doubling down and investing in it themselves.
For real.
Meta created 28 fake AI user accounts in 2024 on Facebook and Instagram. These were full profiles with personalities and voices. They were forced to U-turn when people
Have y'all ever sorry to pause it. We got a couple. Have y'all ever watched a robot interview? A humanoid robot interview? Like a interviewer interviewing a robot? Yes, I saw it. Shit's crazy.
But the plan was obvious, and they were just testing the waters. They're now building AI influencer
exactly
bots
what I'm
that can
referring
DM
to.
fans, respond to comments, and create the illusion of interaction while being completely artificial. User-generated AI influencers are already here. Aitana Lopez is completely AI generated, not real, and never existed.
What? Wait, This is not a real person? Virtual Soul. Somebody created an AI Instagram person? And she got 382,000 followers? Wait, what's her name? Fit underscore AITANA. What the fuck? What? How is this? What the fuck? Let me read the comments. Hold on. Great post. Excelente. These are all robots. These are all robots supporting the main robot. Pretty little baby. Is this nigga real? AI.com. This nigga's a fucking robot too, chat. This nigga is a robot too.
AI generated, not real and never existed, and she was making 10,000 euros a month last year. She posts content including lingerie photos on FanView, which is basically OnlyFans for AI. Lil Miquela, another AI influencer, pulls in $10 to $11 million a year with brand deals, magazine covers, and millions of Instagram followers. And God knows how many of those followers are AI themselves. But one of the most shocking realizations these platforms have seen is that AI influencers actually get 3 times higher engagement than real human influencers.
That's so bad. Why are we gravitating towards AI? Why do people, weird ass, parasocial ass, non-social ass people liking not real things than real people? That's actually so sad for you to even give. That's like watching, bro. That's like you as a human being open up Safari and you're like, okay, I have the option. I have 2 options. Watch real human videos or AI videos. And you're like, you know what? I actually want to watch an AI video. What the, like, what? Why would you have an interest in watching the AI? Why would, like, watching a
get 3 times higher engagement than real human influencers. Real humans average 1.9% engagement. AI gets 5.9%. They're more.
That's so fucking bad. That's so, like, you get no bitches.
Effective at capturing attention because they're algorithmically perfect from the ground up. No bad angles, no off days, no scandals unless they're programmed to have them. Just pure optimized, engaging brainrot content.
Go into the Fold and turn website layouts into an art form with Wix Studio.
Some brands have started replacing humans entirely because of this. Mango launched a whole teen sportswear collection with 0 human models, all AI generated. Because why pay actual people when you can just generate infinite perfect images for basically free? Levi's did a similar campaign, and that's why AI companions represent another dimension to this bizarre new internet where humans and bots blend into one twisted construct. Character.ai has about 20 million monthly users spending an average of 93 minutes per day chatting with AI characters. Some people spend over 2 hours daily having conversations with bots. This is supposed to address—
I think quarantine is one of the big issues that made this thing like into what it is today. I think quarantine did something to a lot of people, like a lot of people, a lot of fucking weirdos, like weirdos. For real.
Loneliness, right? Give isolated people someone to talk to like ChatGPT, except studies are now showing it's doing the complete opposite. MIT recently found that those having the most emotionally expressive conversations with chatbots also reported the highest levels of loneliness, which isn't much of a surprise as we're more isolated than ever, and the solution being offered is talking to a bot programmed to simulate caring about.
She looks to you as you enter her office. She puts the file to her face for a moment before putting on a fake smile. She was down putting up with your crap. Or she was down putting up with your crap. Remind me of how many complaints you've had in the past month. She was going to fix this problem at the root. You, even if that meant suspending you or even firing you, you had harassed too many people. I'm sorry, I will be late again. She raises an eyebrow in annoyance. This nigga is weird. Repeat it real quick. The whole thing, I'm gonna just read about. Remind me of how many complaints you've had in the past month. She was going to fix this problem at the root. You, even if that meant suspending you or even firing you, you have harassed too many people. I'm sorry, I will be late again. Mind you, this nigga is role playing with a robot. Something I said earlier. Oh, I said quarantine. Quarantine did a lot, like it did a lot when it came to like people. So I was talking about like parasocial people. I feel like Twitch did a lot for people. I think, all right, this really what happened. I feel like this is where society like went downhill, right? Right here. This is the blueprint, right? Quarantine, first thing. Right? Quarantine first thing made everybody parasocial, everybody antisocial, everybody just anxious, anxiety, can't talk to people, get nervous, all that shit, because they've been locked up in the house for a year plus. They don't know how to communicate other than text and just duck everybody. Quarantine. Second thing, Twitch and all the creators where they have like little kids and grown ass people that sit there and watch your Twitch for like for example, like Kaizenat or like Deshay or like all them big ass niggas. Pause. Like there's actually people out there that like buy food, sub to you, and will sit there and watch you for like fucking 15 hours straight like it's a movie. Mind you, not talking to a damn soul. Just in their room, just looking at you. Boom. Another parasocial thing, another antisocial thing that makes you not want to talk to humans even more. Then we have Google Gemini. Then we have ChatGPT, where they can answer all your questions, talk to you anonymously, not a human. And then you have robots. And then you have fake Instagram. Like it's just like an evolution of like weirdos like that will rather talk to non-humans than humans. Like they're fine with their life being like that. Like why are you cool with that? Why are you cool with role playing with a robot? Why homeless Wally 2414? Why are you cool with that, gang? Why are you cool? Like why are you talking to a robot in role playing?
Value by some giant faceless mega corporation, and now we're literally entering the next phase.
And then on top of that, my bad, keep fucking. We're cooked. All we can do is save ourselves. We're definitely cooked, and I feel like it's society as a whole that put us in this hole. You know, society is the one like, it's like, you know, all the elites, all the people they just make money off of us, off of what we like to do. That's what they benefit off. Like, if they see that we love being on TikTok, okay, they're gonna feed us hella TikTok videos to make us sit there, but it's gonna make them more money. So then we're gonna even go down lower and more dumber while they make more money, but it's just what we want. It's what we want though. And that's the like statistically shown, that's what they seeing. So it's like we're digging our own grave. And then the people that's running ChatGPT sees that there's weirdos like Wally that's willing to sit there for 90 minutes to talk to an AI, and they're like, okay, if this nigga's doing this shit and he likes doing this shit, let's make it a real person. Let's make this AI into a real robot. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's give him a robot girlfriend. Because Wally B is lonely. Let's just do it. That's what he wants. Ah, shit.
AI-generated video, which OpenAI promises will finally go mainstream with Sora 2.
Let's just
and it's
do it, man.
only a matter of
Whatever,
time
we're gonna
before
get money.
incredibly realistic but also very flexible AI video invades social media. Even Elon Musk is saying that by 2027, AI video will be making full-on movies. OpenAI's first Sora model never truly went mainstream, but Sora 2 has been a different story.
Oh my god.
As you
we're
probably
cooked.
know, it's an AI model that
Everybody's
generates
losing their job.
hyper-realistic video content.
Everybody.
Look at that. If you're not actively looking for flaws, and let's be honest, who does that while scrolling?
Start saving now. Start saving now. Like, don't spend no bread. Like, save, nigga. No bread. No bread. Save all your shit now. I'm telling you right now, bro. Nigga, if they're starting to make fully AI movies, nigga, that means the actors are gonna be losing their jobs. Like, no more actors. No more call centers. No more actual humans. It's just everybody. We're gonna be so like fat and slow and bored and lazy. It's like to the point where we're just gonna lay there and die. Like, it's gonna be bad.
And
Bro.
some may not even realize AI created those clips. In fact,
Facts.
more and more, you're gonna start realizing that videos you're watching are actually AI and not human. In the past, this used to be very obvious, but nowadays the line is being blurred. And while Sora 2 does have its flaws, which we'll get into in a moment, the current product is a massive upgrade from other models. It actually obeys the laws of physics to a certain degree. This is because it now understands concepts like weight, balance, and cause and effect. Water ripples and slashes when it's moved. Limbs don't just suddenly appear or move to another part of the body on a whim, like they did with the old video models. And what's even better about this
Like
iteration
WALL-E?
of the model is how it's improved consistency across multiple scenes. Earlier versions of Sora struggled to
just
maintain characters,
literally just like Wally, like all them fat niggas in wheelchairs and shit, just like that.
lighting and clothing
Just
colours
like
across
that.
different scenes. Now it keeps up the consistency when switching between cameras. It's not perfect as the characters and camera may jump to weird spots through different scenes, but it is a vast improvement. All these elements shine best in animated scenes. Just look at this clip.
What the hell am
If
I
you're not
watching?
scanning the video frame by frame, you're not going to notice this is AI. However, one of the most remarkable things about If you're not scanning the video frame by frame, you're not going to notice this is AI. However, one of the most remarkable things about this model is that it can render failures. Older models only ever showed
What the
success. Every jump landed and every goal scored.
Did you
even if
just
the
see
laws
what
of
she just did? I've never seen this this free kick in my life.
Model is that it
What the? I gotta slow it down, chat. I have to slow this shit down. Hold on, bro. She just did some crazy shit.
can render.
Hold on, bro. What the fuck was that? Yo, she just did some crazy shit.
In every goal scored, even if the laws of physics had to be broken slightly. Sora 2 in contrast has multiple examples
This is
of
not
human
AI,
props
no way.
failing. What's even crazier is that it's not just generating visual footage. If you wanted
Whoa, we might be cooked, cause if this is AI, nigga. If this is AI, nigga. If this right here is AI, nigga.
had to be broken slightly. Sora 2 in
This is AI. You can see the hair follicles on his arm. You can see the actual like this is not even a real person. He's not real. Not gonna lie, I forgot you was live. He's not real. Like this, yeah. Like if you really think about it, this is not a real human being in the world. This is a fake. This is a fake. What are you watching? I'm watching the evolution of AI. Well, the death of social media is the death of social media. Social media is no longer social. It's about entertainment. And entertainment is bringing AI, and AI is gonna be the end of the world. Ripples in the water and shadows in the water. Ripples in the water and water and shadows and water. That's all I'm saying. I didn't even notice the shadow, but there's a whole shadow for both.
Contrast has multiple
Like, how is this even AI?
examples of human props failing. What's even crazier is that it's not just generating visual footage.
All right, boom, right there. You can tell no human possible can probably like flip that high. Like, I might be a hater right now of this AI, but like from a human knowledge standpoint, if you're standing right here, you won't be able to do 2 fucking backflips, barely jumping off of this shit. Like,
of human props,
you wouldn't be able to jump this
failing.
high and hit 2.
What's even
or 1? I don't fucking know, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Is that possible? Is that possible? You was supposed to literally watch my documentary. No, I literally told you that I was gonna do this before the documentary, and then you fucking left after I said that, and then you come back and said, "Oh, I forgot you was live." What the fuck? What?
Crazier is that it's not just generating visual footage. If you wanted audio in previous models, you'd have to find it or record it yourself.
I don't
and spend
know,
hours
bruh.
stitching
That look
it in,
crazy.
matching it to your clips. There's no need for that with Sora 2. The model creates dialogue, background ambience, and sound effects to match the generated visuals. Sora 2 also allows you to add your likeness to the app using the Cameo feature. Just a quick one-time video of yourself with audio, of course, and it will generate an avatar that looks and sounds just like you. From there, you can
I thought you was gonna get all per usual.
add your digital persona anywhere you want. Create your own content from scratch. You can insert your avatar into other users' videos, or let your friends add you to their videos.
Wait. What did you just say? You can sell your avatar into other people's videos?
Generate an avatar that looks and sounds just like you. From there, you can add your digital persona anywhere you want. Create your own content from scratch. You can insert your avatar into other users' videos, or
you can insert your avatar in other people's videos.
let your friends add you to their videos.
So after the video you're watching, Doc, yeah.
But as cool as this technology is, it sparks some major concerns. The idea of placing yourself in crazy places with one prompt is awesome, but what happens if a stranger gets hold of your avatar, especially one with bad intentions? Deepfakes are already a massive issue, but Sora 2 takes things up to a disturbing new level. In fact, within days of launch, Taylor Lorenz reported that a stalker was already using Sora 2 to create AI videos of her. And as the app's guardrails aren't that reliable, some users have shown they can generate suggestive videos of people, and OpenAI's own system card admitted that Sora 2 failed to block prompts for generating videos with nudity or sexual content, using a real person's likeness 1.6% of the time. But this
Whoa, you hear that, chat?
That beat is so ass.
is only the start. The Washington Post's Drew Harwell had no trouble creating rage bait or videos of fake crimes. The fact that the app accepted his prompts for women splattered with white goo showed that you could potentially incriminate people with AI generated footage, or people could use it to incriminate you. Sure, you might cry out that it's AI generated, but it can sow the seeds of doubt anyway.
Generate a 5-second clip of Donald Trump still.
Studies have already shown that even when we know something is fake, the content can still change our opinion. And there's this concept called the liar's dividend, where people can palm off real footage as AI generated to avoid being held accountable for something. Now obviously misinformation isn't a new thing, but video kicks the realism and intensity up a gear, and it's only a matter of time before the models become more accurate and the videos longer and more detailed and in depth. Plus, at least OpenAI is a big company with a big profile and can be put under the spotlight and pressured. Eventually there will be open source AI video tools like Sora 2 with zero guardrails or restrictions whatsoever. As for social media, those stupid videos of the Queen fighting Stephen Hawking at the UFC might just seem entertaining for a brief moment, but what do they really mean to anyone? It's exactly like what Zuckerberg said. The friends aspect of social media has now gone. Its educational potential has declined, and now it's just pure absurd 5-second Sora 2 generated clips straight to the brain. But those absurd Sora 2 clips aren't even the biggest problem. There's something far more insidious happening that most people scrolling through their feeds have no idea about at all. As AI isn't just creating fake videos, it's destroying our ability to know what's true at all. It's why even Mr. Beast is now warning about AI coming for content creators. The YouTube channel Cursed Gazette recently exposed this problem by accident while doing what they always do. making videos and fact-checking them. Their research process is intense. Every video involves over 100 hours of fact-checking. They then verify information with primary sources, ideally peer-reviewed papers, and then bring in expert reviewers to critique everything. So they definitely know what they're doing. But when AI research tools appeared, they did get excited. Finally, there was a tool that could help gather information faster. So they tested it out on a hypothetical video about brown dwarfs, those failed stars between planets and actual stars. The AI generated dozens of pages of fascinating information with links to sources. It looked incredible. Then they actually started fact-checking it, and that's when things got slightly disturbing. About 80% of the information did check out. It was all traceable to Wikipedia, papers, and legitimate sources. But the other 20%, the AI had generated compelling facts about broken dwarf superstorms, the nature of their interiors, and specific details that would make great content. But Kurzgesagt couldn't find where any of this came from. So they asked topic.
So the AI is making up fake information? What?
Experts who flagged the exact same facts, asking where they found this information. It turned out the AI had simply invented it and hallucinated
details
to make brown dwarfs more interesting than they actually are.
That's the problem. That's the problem. That is a big ass problem right there. You're inventing facts. That's not good.
But here's where the nightmare really begins. Kurzgesagt kept investigating the sources the AI provided. One was supposedly an article from a news site written by a human journalist, but the structure felt familiar. It was the telltale sign of someone slightly rewording AI-generated text. They then ran it through an AI detection tool and it scored highly, though AI detectors are notoriously unreliable. But then a few weeks later, purely by chance, Kurzgesagt saw a brown dwarf video pop up on YouTube, and it contained every single false fact that the AI had made up. And so do you see what happens here? This is the feedback loop that's killing truth online. AI is inventing.
Wow, so what is happening here is AI is telling fake facts about things that's never been released to the internet. So when somebody sees that it's never been released, they grab that information and put it back out as their own. Now making that shit like it's recycling fake shit. It's recycling fake shit and filling up the world with fake information, making everything fake. Everything is false. Everything is false. Everything is not real. Everything is
facts
fake.
To make content more interesting. Then a content creator will use AI for research without thorough fact-checking. They then publish content containing those invented facts. That content then gets hundreds of thousands of views, becoming a legitimate source. The next person's AI scrapes that content as credible, and so now the false information is being confirmed by multiple sources. The misinformation then spreads exponentially across the internet, and the original lie becomes impossible.
Making fake informational videos, recycling fake shit. Climate change is natural, not a man-made. A problem is an island. Wow.
To trace. The made-up facts are now true because they exist in multiple places online with engagement metrics to back them up. And guess what AI feeds off? That exact same content in a self-destructive feedback loop. Meaning that social media and the internet, the entire library of human knowledge, is now being corrupted from the inside out, and social media is the primary distribution channel, which is why this is now signaling a new phase of social media. It started as human-to-human connection. You posted photos from your actual life and your friends commented. You could find new communities, cultures, and subcultures. That was phase 1. Then came.
When did this video come out? A day ago. Oh my god.
The bots. At first they were obvious, but they quickly evolved, and suddenly you couldn't tell if an interaction was real or manufactured. This was phase 2, humans and bots mixed together, but at least the content itself was still mostly human created. Now we've crossed the line into phase 3. And the human layer is disappearing entirely. You're not just competing with bots for attention anymore, you're consuming content that was never touched by human hands at all. AI does the video, does the captions, it optimizes when to post it, and it even generates the comments responding to it. And the really disturbing part is that there's no human in the loop anymore to even question whether this is a good idea. The platforms want engagement, the AI then delivers engagement, and the result is something no one wants or ever even
We're fucking cooked.
asked for. Something that's completely opposite of the original purpose of social media. Which is then what brings us to a critical point. Who actually gets to escape from all of this? You know, walking away from social media just sounds simple, but for millions of people, it's really not optional. Social media is now
I think the best way to win from this, I think the very, very best way to get out of this is find you somebody that you like, find you somebody that you love. Y'all both follow God, godly things, and you both don't be on social media, and then you win. That's it. Focus on y'all, or focus on your friends. But your friends got to be doing the same thing too, though. Everybody got to be doing the same thing for it to work. If somebody's on social media, then it's not gonna work. That's like, yeah, it's not gonna work. I think the only best way is to find you a little partner and disappear. Find your little partner, disappear, make money before robots start taking your job, and fill your social media up with positivity, and though you strive.
Embedded into everything. To get a job, it probably takes place on LinkedIn and other social media sites. Businesses like this YouTube channel depend on YouTube, but for others that can also be Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook to reach customers. Families that are scattered across countries still use Facebook and Instagram to stay connected. If you want to date a girl, you have to give her your Instagram. And now you can't even pick and choose a legitimate use for social media without having to expose yourself to all this slop. And the digital divide isn't just about who has access to technology anymore. It's about who can actually afford to refuse it at this point. Can you afford to go on a week digital detox when your entire work, social media, and life and family rely upon it? For people, this just isn't even an option. But for the people who build these platforms, well, they know exactly how dangerous they are. Steve Jobs infamously didn't let his kids use iPads. The former Facebook president Sean Parker admitted they were exploiting a vulnerability in human psychology. Chamath, who worked on Facebook's growth, said he feels tremendous guilt and that the short-term dopamine-driven feedback loops we've created are destroying how society works. Most tech executives who...
I'm not hearing that shit. He don't care. A former Facebook executive has said he feels a tremendous guilt. Nah, there's no guilt when you're high up making money. I feel like they don't feel nothing. It's just money. It's money induced. They don't feel shit. There's no guilt. I feel like that's cap.
Feedback loops
the short-term dopamine-driven feedback loops that we have created are destroying how society works. Yeah, he's just saying shit for the net.
Created are destroying how society works. Most tech executives who built all of this social media stuff, all the ones who made insane profits from it, are keeping their own children away from it, and they openly admit that none of this is healthy or good for us at all. It's a profit extraction machine that we can never switch off. Unless you're in the upper echelons of society, never needing to worry about work, or even connecting with anyone else around you, you're basically stuck into this loop. Which is why the people most harmed by social media, those whose mental health suffers, those whose entire lives revolve around social media, those whose time gets stolen, who fall into algorithm-driven rabbit holes, even though they don't want to, are often the ones who can't even afford to leave. And as we saw throughout this video, this divide will only deepen. The people trapped in the social media hellscape will find themselves surrounded by less and less humanity, and more artificial content designed purely to maximize engagement. And the people who made these platforms have essentially built a system they consider too toxic for their own families and children, and yet they deem it perfectly acceptable to profit from everyone else's addiction.
That's what I'm saying.
Which brings us back to where we
They don't let their kids use the app they created. That's what I'm saying. How you not let your kids use the app that you created, but then said, "Oh, I feel tremendously guilty," but then you're letting everybody else use the app as a society to make money. You don't give a fuck. You talking about you feel tremendous guilt? You don't care. If you're making money, you don't care. The world revolves around money. When there's no money, then you care. But when there's a lot of money from what you do, that's not affecting you or your family, but affecting everybody else, and you're up in life, nobody give a fuck. You don't care. You don't care. What are you talking about? It's just for the net.
Started, people are doing the last thing left they can do and are trying to leave at all costs to get better sleep, clearer focus, and more presence. With some real conversations that don't get interrupted, conversations without Generation Z stares, to have boredom that actually leads to creativity instead of infinite scrolling, to become the person they want to be, to have their fear of missing out replaced by the joy of missing out. The benefits are obvious to everyone at this point, but like any addiction, quitting is far from easy, especially for most who can't afford to leave that easily. The platforms spend billions engineering addiction. They hire Stanford PhDs to explore human psychology and convert genuine connection into a commodity, then strip out the
Like, look at that. A whole bunch of humans just sitting there on
engineering
on their phone,
addiction. They hire Stanford PhDs to explore human psychology and
sitting on their phones, and then there's gonna be robots just walking around taking everything. We're just gonna be scrolling.
convert genuine connection into a commodity, then strip out the humans and completely outsource the entire thing, stealing all of the world's information, all to make you watch the next 10-second stupid reel. They started nearly 30 years ago and have been optimizing ever since. People are trying to leave, and people are leaving in record numbers, and still this continues. Social media promised all of us to bring the world closer together, and it succeeded for a brief moment in time during the golden age of the internet. And then, once it had us, it isolated us and monetized our insecurities, took away our time, and gave us loneliness, now replacing everything that was once human. And now it might just be that the only way to win is not to play at all. And if you can actually peel yourself away from all of this stuff, you can finally grasp just how bad it truly is.
Wow.
Dr. Mark Downey knows that lowering costs is exactly what Virginia families need.
Wow. Wow. The death of social media, 247,000 views one day ago. I just, before I end the stream, I'm just saying, I don't know how fast this shit finna come. I don't know how slow this shit finna be. Hopefully it ain't what it seems. It's an illusion. But if it's not an illusion, I think the best thing to do right now for everybody is just, if you currently are employed or going to get employed, just stack your bread. Stack your bread, because nigga, we're going into lockdown.